Ever ignore a project for weeks, then blitz the last 10% in one night? Or find a sudden sprint right before a finish line? Here is why that happens and how to use it on purpose. You have a paper due, or a chore list, or a savings goal? You drag your feet for ages. Then, one day it feels almost done, and you fly through the last bits. Same you, same task, but a different pace near the end. What flipped the switch? Runners feel it too. The last stretch wakes up a kick you did not know you had. We also refresh a loading bar stuck at 98%, like it owes us money. It is the same pattern. We move faster near the finish. So what is going on? There is a name for this. It is the goal gradient effect. In plain English, we work faster as we get closer to done, even if each unit of work is the same. It is not just you. It shows up across people and even across animals. This one quirk explains last-minute miracles and a lot of half-started things that never reach the end. Here is the picture in your head. Imagine a simple track with markers every few steps. You jog along at a steady pace. Then the finish flag appears. Your legs do not change. The ground does not change, but your effort jumps. Your brain flipped to sprint mode because the end is now in sight. Why would the brain do that? Simple energy math. For most of history, saving energy mattered. Push when the prize is within reach. Cruise when it is far. That way, you do not waste fuel chasing what you might not catch. Nearness turns a maybe into a likely yes, so the push is worth it. Back in 1932, a psychologist named Clark Hull watched rats run mazes for food. He saw a pattern. The closer the rat was to the food, the faster it ran. Same maze, same rat, faster near the end. He called it a goal gradient. The old maze study nailed a big truth we still see today. In 2013, a team recorded brain signals while rats moved toward a reward. Dopamine, in a part called the striatum, rose as the rat got closer. It kept ramping up and peaked near the goal. That is a built-in proximity meter. Nearness literally turns up the go signal. You can spot the same pattern in coffee shops. Think of a punch card where 10 stamps earn a free drink. People speed up their visits as they get close to the free one. Those last 2 stamps come fast. The drink did not change. The path did not change. Closeness changed how it feels. Researchers looked at real loyalty programs too. They found that the time between purchases shrinks as customers near a reward. The steps bunch up. The hazard of buying again rises near the prize. In plain words, the end pulls you in and makes you act sooner. You see it online with crowdfunding. A project crawls for days, then hits 90%. Suddenly, pledges surge. People want to be the push that gets it over the top. Almost there feels real, so action feels worth it now. Quick note before we go on. If you like clear, no-jargon brain tricks like this, hit subscribe. HeadQuirk does one simple quirk each week with tools you can use. There is also a neat twist. You can give someone a head start, and they finish more. That is called endowed progress. It means you seed a bit of progress at the start, so the brain treats the journey like it already began. A classic coffee card test showed this. One group got a card that needed 8 stamps. Another group got a card that needed 10, but 2 stamps were already on it. Both groups needed 8 visits to win. Yet the Head Start group finished way more often. About 34% finished with the seeded card versus 19% with the plain one. Same work, different feeling of closeness. Now, let us talk about the slump in the middle. Motivation is often U-shaped. It is high at the start when it is new and shiny. It is high again near the end when you can smell the win. It is lowest in the vague middle when the finish line is still fuzzy. That is where many good plans go to nap. In that middle zone, your brain cannot feel how far is left. There is no almost there signal to wake the sprint reflex. So effort drifts. This is not laziness, it is distance confusion. The map is blurry, so your engine idles. This also explains why we abandon starts. You buy watercolor supplies, you paint 2 practice sheets, then it stalls. There is no clear finish line, no marker that says 2 more and you can call it a win. The middle wins. The box goes back on a shelf. Students live this too. They poke at a term paper for weeks, then they crush the last 20% in one late night. What changed? The end became vivid, the steps got concrete, the goal gradient kicked in, and the sprint finally showed up. So how do you use this on purpose? Move the finish line closer. Slice a big goal into mini finish lines you can actually see. Make each slice small enough to picture in your head. When you can see the next flag, your brain gives you energy for free. See a head start for yourself. Pre-stamp a couple of easy wins at the very start. Write 2 steps you already did, then check them off. Now your brain treats the run as underway. Momentum feels real, not fake. Near the end, frame it as distance to go. 2 left beats 8 done when the finish is close. That small gap wakes up the sprint. It makes the last push feel urgent and fun, not endless. Use visible meters. Check boxes on paperwork. Countdown sticky notes work. A streak counter on your wall works. The key is you can glance at it and feel close. When your eyes see progress, your engine hears go. Saving money? Print a simple thermometer shape or draw one by hand. Shade it in every $50. Do not wait for big leaps. Make the climb visible in small steps so close shows up early and often. Building a habit? Use a streak counter, but run it in seasons. Try 30-day arcs, then reset and start a new season. Real-world sprints make this feel obvious. Think of the last mile in a race. Your legs are toast, but the banner calls you in. The effort finally feels worth it, right now. You find a little extra speed you swore you did not have. It is the same with donations. A big red bar looks almost full. People rush to be the group that completes it. Each dollar is the same as before, but the story has changed. The end is vivid. Action pays off fast. A few quick caveats. Deadlines can also cause end surges. That is, time pressure, not only proximity. High stakes can backfire for some people near the end. Pressure can turn into choking. Extreme fatigue or burnout can swamp the boost. Also, do not slice a goal into fake pieces that feel pointless. Sub-goals need to feel real to work. So what now? Pick one nagging task. Create a mini finish line today. Draw 5 boxes on a card and tick 1. Or write 2 left on a sticky note and place it by a nearly done list. Give yourself a tiny head start so it feels in motion. Your brain speeds up when it can see the end, so pull the finish line closer and let the sprint reflex do the rest. That one tweak explains a lot of last-minute saves and a lot of stalled middles. If this kind of clear, one quirk at a time psychology is your thing, subscribe and poke around the channel. There is more you can use this week. Take care of your head, and see you next time.